Messed up lighters, man. You gotta keep a good lighter. Where it be? It's your boy LB. We back in the building. We back in the building. Yeah. It's your boy LB. We back in the building. Smash that like button when you come up in here. You know what time it is. It's time to cook. You see the title. You see the title. We cooking. Every day now, every live, we cooking. Every live gonna have oil under it. Just popping hot fish oil. You know that fish oil. That fish oil burn your skin down to the green meat. You know that fish oil hot. That's how we keeping these lives hot, spicy. But respectful. Please remember to be respectful, even in the chat. This is all, as Wilson Pitts used to tell me, check your emotions at the door, ladies. When you come in, leave your emotions at the door. Just hang them up on the coat rack. Come in ready to talk from a place of sense. Logic, numbers. We want numbers. We got coffee right here. So we got to give it some time for people to get in there. Wrench gang gang. No swearing in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Jake has it. Would it be? Would it be? Upstate, we in here. David Pollock, families in here. That's right. We trying to cook again. We trying to cook. Who down to cook with me? Randy Man. The Keys is up in here. Malcolm Price at work, but I'm still listening. Would it be Ricky Ferguson? Would it be family? Oh, my family coming up in the door. Family first. That's what's happening around here on these lives. It looked like it'd be family first come up in. Everybody family, but you know, my people who really check for the kid. We coming to cook. I want the questions. I want your response. I want to see what you talking about. I want to see what you think about it, not feel about it, not feel. See, in these debates and conversations, one thing you must do is come with what you know, not what you feel. See, when we get into feelings, it gets murky. It get real murky in that feeling world. We staying away from that. Check your emotions at the door. You out of weed, Randy, man. You better go get you some. You can't listen to a Light Burley live without no chronic, no Mary Jane, no herb, no marijuana. How many different names do they got for weed now? What is it? Herb, reefer, marijuana, mariganja. How many names they got? Hydro, loud. You know, it's the loud now. Now it's the loud. The youngins call it the loud now. None on the island. Oh my God. What are y'all having a shortage out there? Was there a shortage of Mary Jane? That is insane. Not a shortage of Mary Jane. What's the address of the 52 Blocks gym in Long Beach? You got to reach out to me. I got to give you Bully Burley's number. You can reach out to him. Damn. They know they can't have a shortage of Mary Jane over here. They have a shortage of Mary Jane over here. It's going to be World War IV. You already know we got one going on. I heard Putin, I'm calling him Putin, Russia that ran up on the Ukraine over there going crazy. It's terrible. And he over there threatening with nuclear missiles. He talking real spicy. He talking spicy because he don't want none of that. He don't want none of that USA interjection. To fend against the summer? What's that? The summer? I don't know. Splash 12 say he's ain't no shortage of Queens, just cold. Salute. Yeah, just send, Think, put my number in the chat. Wrench Gang Gang, put the number in the chat. Yeah, tell Mr. Pete, Jake, tell Pete, nothing but love. I gotta send him the songs. Y'all don't know about Mr. Mike in there. Man, got some real clever feet. That's the upstate family. You go up there and get treated real well. Salute to my upstate family. Where we at? We gonna give it the 7-minute mark, and then we're gonna start asking the tough questions. Thank you, Mr. Hazard. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. You know how that go. You know how that go. We got to keep it informative. Because if we don't spit the truth, who's going to tell the truth? We got to talk the truth. We can only talk the truth. Share this video. Smash that like button. Get the likes up. We already looking good on them likes, but you can do better. Yeah, I do need a collab with Luda. That's right, let's speak it into existence. I do need that collab with Luda. I'm kind of nice on the mic. I'm feeling blessed, I'm feeling blessed, Roby. Yes, sir. Heavenly Andy, where would it be? Okay, let's start to cook. You see the title. To all my black men in the chat and all of the black men that will be joining the chat, the question has been thrown, and maybe even if you ain't of the melanated brotherhood, you can throw your opinion up there. But to my melanated brothers, are we still crabs in the barrel? And now this is going to be like a continuation of yesterday, because I've read over a lot of the comments and I see what people are talking about, and a lot of people are on a lot of my melanated warriors are like, hell to the nah, white people shouldn't learn 52 blocks. Now, of course, we all know Mr. Burley's stance on it. I believe the warrior class is a class that is above the politics. As the warriors, we are above the politics. We have to stay above the politics, because if you let politics step into your game, it will disturb your training and your warrior way of life. Then you no more, what they call the shogun, with the shogun that ain't got no master, a ronin. You're like a ronin. You become a ronin. And that's not the honor of a warrior. That's when you're borderline mercenary. You're almost a merc. But in the warrior class, we must keep it above the politics. So yes, I believe that, you judge men by their hearts. You can't judge them by their skin colors, because it's not an accurate judgment. That's what it breaks down to also scientifically and mathematically. It's just not an accurate judgment. So a lot of the comments that I seen in there was my melanated brothers was upset. And do we have a right to be mad? Hell to the year. Oh, did America enslave black men and bring them over? I said in the chat before, it is the black American man that is in the most uncomfortable position. We were brought here, and we can't really go back, because we've been removed so much that we go back, we look like strangers to our own people. Our own people are looking at us like, who are y'all? Mars Montu Burley, Rich Gang in the building. So we trapped between a rock and a hard place. So because of that, we have to really find a way to come together. And a lot of the times, the things that bring us apart is our anger. So it's kind of like being robbed. Now, if you're walking down the street, you get robbed, right? Somebody robbed you. Do you choose to never go back outside and stay mad about the robbery? Yeah, the robbery happened, no doubt. They put the gun in your face. They took your stuff. They took your belongings. That was a real thing. You can't forget it. You can't not be aware of it. But will your next move be to stay in the house and hide? Pretty much say, I ain't going back outside because there's people out there committing robberies. That's almost equivalent to where a lot of my melanated warriors' anger is at. See, anger is a funny thing because it only grows, and as it grows, it consumes. It's like a forest fire. Anger is like a forest fire. You give it enough, dry material, and it'll burn everything down. Sun Lu said, "You're a teacher of the game. Ain't no discrimination. Each time train a person, one builds themselves." Salute. Fast. It's like a forest fire. The more tinder it has, the more those flames will keep growing. Patrice, would it be? Neville, would it be? So this is the reason why we can't stay in an angry situation. We are aware. As this generation, we are more aware of what's going on in the world than ever. You got knowledge at your fingertips. So right now, there's no more excuse of, oh, you didn't know about that, or you ain't hear about that, or you was living under a rock. No, that's not happening. We do know white supremacy exists. We do know this is a fact. They are working. The question is, are we working? Gary Oaks, salute. The question is, are we working? Because they are working. They formulating new plans. They just said on the news, they just caught some people that was trying to start a race war. 3 of them. 3 of them. I think that they already got the plan. Their whole plan was to blow something up to start a race war. And they represented a white supremacy group. So we know they're real. It'd be your blindness and ignorance to try to turn away from them. But we are not turning away from them. It's like you can't fight your opponent like this. You can't win a fight like this unless you got eyes on the side of your head. You can't win no fight like this. How you got to win the fight? You got to be looking at your opponent. You got to be studying him. You got to understand his rhythm, his movement, and then you dissect him. But you can't be mad. Rocky Marciano said it. He said the first person that gets mad in the fight loses. That's right. Hear it again. Marciano, Rocky, The Rock, Marciano, 49-0, just beaten by Mayweather. He said it. The first person to get mad loses. Hold on, let's see what my homie said. The West African proverb, and you can watch videos about these, but the proper goal saying is said, your anger can make fire, but you will never get angry enough to cookie. I didn't get that one. To cook. Let me light my, everybody, make sure you got them, make sure you lighten up that light. Make sure you lighten up your stuff. Because the part of this live is to have your Mary Jane. If you ain't a Mary Jane smoker, then do whatever you do to get a buzz. Get you your green tea, get you your coffee, soda, whatever you need. But we buzzing right now. What about black supremacy? Please tell us about that, my millimeter warrior. Oh, millimeter. Black supremacy. Where have you seen that? Where have you seen black supremacy? You know, we haven't. There has been no place for that to survive. Look at the word supremacy. Understand the word supremacy. We haven't got that far. It was 15 seconds after I lost my temper. We haven't got that far. The DOJ, Department of Justice, they ain't reporting on none of that. Yeah, the DOJ ain't reporting on none of that because it's not really happening like that because there's no supremacy with the black groups. A part of it is because we can't unite. See, now if we start uniting, maybe that can start happening. Maybe there might be some of that. If there was some unification, that's the whole key. are we crabs in the barrel? Are we still crabs in the barrel? All linked up, not letting one make it out the barrel? Or have we broken this barrel? Uh-oh, my family's in here. Knock me easy. Salute. Let's talk about it. Let's cook. Are we still crabs in the barrel? Or have we broken the barrel? Are we still holding each other down? This is a real question. Because we can't have a black supremacy group if we can't even unify. Like I said, they working. They united. They got meetings. They handing out pamphlets and leaflets. They recruiting. Organization. That's the power of organizing. Forget who they are. And I'm not saying forget who they are, but the power of organizing makes you very strong. It can put your message out there way further. So that's the thing. If we're still crabs in the barrel and holding each other back, then there's no way for us to unify and get a black supremacy group going on there. I said it. That's right, I said it. But unification has to be first. And that's not what we're seeing. That's not what we're seeing. And we have to approach it. We can't start facing anybody else until we get ourselves together. You can't come outside and start talking about anybody else's house if your joint is in shambles. The roof need repairs, the yard is out of order, and you coming outside pointing at other people's houses. It's not possible. So the first thing we have to do is fix us as a community. And the community that, and somebody said it on the comment, and he was true. In every race of man, they're killing each other. Now, that's not like a new thing. That's not like a new thing. Chinese are killing Chinese. Japanese are killing Japanese. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. But we're looking at the numbers and the intent. Because the intent of the man is what's more important. If you just let a man in and you don't know his intent could be to come in there, find a safe, crack you over your melon, tie you up with duct tape, and throw you in the freezer. But he walked in with a smile. So this is why you must know the intent of a man. And this is why you have to look past the color of a man. Because the color of his skin will not reveal his intent. What is he trying to do? Yeah, I'm watching that Chris Colbert. I love Chris Colbert. Salute to Chris Colbert. Let's get to the ownership. Hate ain't supreme. That's some ass weak shit. Music is 10 channeled through rhythm. Okay, we talking. That's deep right there. Hook 'em, pound for pound. Oh yeah, that's right. We talking. The intent. You know how many different people I done hustled with? And not always was my people on my side. Okay, let's see what the homie said. He said, we have anti-white supremacy groups, and I saw the Vice News Hito group, but I'm sure white supremacy is protected. And once when I was in high school, a giant Filipino guy had a black KKK on. Sound like that, what was that, Dave Chappelle. When he was black, when he was black, when he wanted to be part of the KKK and he didn't know he was black. Sound like one of those. That's why the state black hip hop is a good reflection of how the community feels about itself. It's true. It's true. Music is definitely a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. And if you listen to the music, you can see the reflection. It's in our women, it's in our men. And this is why the problem has to be addressed immediately. Because the forecast and the outlook is bleak if it keeps going like this. You know, we even talk about how we deal with our melanated queens. Our melanated queens and melanated kings are not on the same path. That's why Kevin Samuels is blowing through the roof. Because he talking that talk. He talked that talk. And Sharizi, I don't know how to say her name. She was talking it way back in the 80s. She was dropping that message. So it's not like Kevin Samuels came with a new message. It's just that a man is saying it. You know. Usually men, we just, you know why men weren't saying it? It wasn't that men were scared. It's that in men, we have this just put your head down and keep going attitude. Like, you know, when you at work, you at a job you don't like, they got you on the fries, grease is popping on your face. Yeah, there you go, Gary Oaks, thank you. Grease is popping on your face, but you know you got to bring that paycheck home. You stay the course. So men knew, we knew things weren't going right, but we just figured we got to stay the course. And then it took a man to step outside the bounds and say, nah, man, we've been putting our head down and staying the course too long. We got to say how we feel. And it's also been taught that we can't express how we feel. Now, seeing the world and feeling the world is two different things. And that's why nature made two of us. Women feel the world, men see the world. But we both have the same, we have feelings too. It's just our go-to. Our go-to. In the go-to clutch situation, a man's going to go to his logic. In the go-to clutch situation, a woman's going to go to her emotions. That's okay. That's okay. That doesn't make neither one of us offset or bad, because nature meant us to come together like butt cheeks and be the shizit. That's right. That's right. You know how you got two butt cheeks? They come together and you are the shizit. And that's what nature intended. Male, female, come together like butt cheeks and be the shizit. But when they're separated, there's a problem. There's a big problem. And that's why in the black community we're having so many problems. We're having men raised by women. I was one of them. And I can tell you the effects. You don't have a good grasp on your logic ability. Like your go-to has been clouded with emotions. So usually what you would lean on, you're now leaning on emotions. Now you're in the whole new ball game. You in the whole new territory. You don't know what to do out there. And that's why we got these young men running around killing themselves over drill music. That's emotions on display. Because logically, your logic mind would tell you, why would I erase another man over music, how he's feeling about music, or his block, or the color t-shirt he's wearing, or the color jeans he's wearing? That's all emotions, people. That's not logic. Now, if you're doing it for money, that's a different story. That's a different story. You know, if there's some big money backdrop to why you out there whacking people, that's okay. But most of us, including me, while I was running around bucking them guns, because I was an emotional little girl. Oh, you was trying to call in? How I don't know how to how do I get the call in? How I would do the call in? Hold on. My homie Knock Meezy trying to call in. How I do the call in? How I bring him in? I know that was my other phone. Hold on 1 second. Where the hell was it at? God damn it. Call my other phone again. I can't find it. I need to hear it. Call my other phone again. It's in there somewhere. Where the hell is my phone at? I just heard it. See, this is what happens when you smoke too many trees, people, you know. This is what happens when you're a constant ganja smoker. Call again, Knock. Hit my line again. It's around here somewhere. Where the, I just heard it. But that's what I'm saying. I was an emotional dude. Running around, bucking my gun, getting into all types of stuff. Now, some of my stuff, yes, was definitely a money. Yeah, there we go. We got my homie Knock on the line. Yo. Yes, right. We on live. We got my homie Knock on line. Where'd it be, homie? Where'd it be? Talk to me.
I'm good, man. I'm calling from Europe, you know what I'm saying? I heard like 5 or 6 Chinooks fly over my house on the way to Germany. So we about to get it.
Wow. It's happening. Wow. I would just, I was just looking at that earlier on the news today, man. Oh Lord, my man Knock is in the right now. Is going down. Your man Putin is losing his mind. He going for the big grab. He going for the snatch up.
Early, and why this is relevant to the conversation
Go ahead.
is that, look, there's crabs in the barrel of every color.
Bang.
So Putin is set tripping on other white people right now.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, human nature is to be in a barrel. Children will rattle each other. Children will take an extra cookie. Children will, bully each other when no one's looking. So it's in us to be like that. I think the problem that why it's so magnified with black people is that we have less, and we're in positions of, socially, we're not in an advantage, so it's magnified when we do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Putin is set tripping for a whole nother country. We do the crabs in a barrel shit for like bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's really about elevating and trying to get above that whole crabs in a barrel thing. And my personal take on it is I tried to do the whole save the hood thing, right? I learned from you, you know what I'm saying, with the community give back. I did that here. But on some real shit, bro, I done invested like racks of my own money out here. Racks. And some of the people that their kids is walking to school with book bags and all that shit, fresh cuts that I paid for, they don't even look at you.
Wow.
They don't even say, they won't, and I don't do it so they just say thank you, but like, they're like a forward, and I'm like, damn. So the answer is, especially if you're a father or a mother, is start at home first. Make sure that you don't raise crabs in a barrel. Make sure you give them that, the proper moral compass so that when they go into the world, we have at least one or two more that are moving the right way. But to put all your energy out into the community at this point, bro, we got history on our side that says that's like pissing in the ocean.
Wow. See, this is what these conversations is for right here, to get the sides of everybody. And what my homie Knock Meezy is saying is 100% true. Because I even wanted to talk about out there where you at. How do other black people accept black Americans? Is it open arms?
It's someone in the chat was talking about the sound. Do you have it on speaker?
Yeah. That's only. Let me turn it down a little bit. Let me turn it loud.
Alright, so as a black American out here, I'm the only one, right? And I've been on some frontline shit out here. What I notice is that crabs in the barrel shit.
Wow.
No matter what I do for, like, there's like a lot of black people from Suriname here, a lot of black people from the Caribbean, and it always comes down to, well, why do we gotta listen to the American dude? I'm like, because we've been on the front line, so like, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but it took an American dude to come out here to put the fire under your asses. But at certain points, it becomes that, like, I guess you could call it tribalism or nationalism or just hating. You know what I'm saying? And at first it's cool because most of these people, and I had to put some in check. I'm like, y'all talking all of that, why we gotta listen to the black American shit, but your whole movement is patterned after black Americans. There's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a little hate. That's why I'm coming back to, you know what I'm saying, my natural homeland, America. So I don't have to deal with that nonsense.
Salute. I can't wait till you get back, man. But that is facts. That was the whole part of it, is that it's mainly a question, and you're true. The crabs in the barrel phenomenon is happening in every race. Ours is more magnified because of who we are and where we stand on the totem pole. So that is very true, that the eyes are on us. And you even speak deeper about trying to bring the community back. It's like pissing in the ocean. That is very deep there, because that's the go-to, one of the go-to solutions that you would think would be the logical solution, is that we pull together. But you, from what you saying and what you put in, you just don't see that happening.
Not at all, bro, because I did it, and crazy shit is that, like, being a frontliner out here and in America as well, like, my last shit that I had to put together out here, I had to have a whole speech about how we're not going to do toxic masculinity and toxic femininity. You know what I'm saying? Like, or feminism, or black, what was it? There was like, you know, upliftment of the black woman at the expense of the black man and vice versa. We're dealing with a gender war on top of social economic issues, on top of crabs in a barrel, on top of set tripping, you know, on top of, you know, lack of education in some of our communities. So it's like we're fighting on so many fronts, and I'm just looking at this like, yo, my time and my energy and my efforts and my resources would be better spent in my own house. So my biggest asset could be not raising another Pookie and Ray Ray to send out into the world, right? Because a lot of us like to blame black women for the choices in men that they make. But I think if we, as black men and black parents, raise our children to give these black women better choices. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Instead of just saying, oh, you make bad choices. Well, let's raise real men so that we can have them have better choices. So it really starts in the home, brother. But I have a question for you also, 52 shit.
Go ahead.
And it's still relevant to this.
Yes.
Has any black person ever flew you out, or not even any? The majority of the people that fly you out that are really interested in 52, are they black or are they white?
White. White. Facts. Now, you know, I would have to even go deeper, is that since I started this journey, it's been black men that have doubted 52 more than any other race. You know, I had one dude come from Japan to meet me. Like, he came to America to do other stuff, but one of the things on his list was to go down to the park and meet Light Burley from Japan, about 52. So,
Right.
you know, I part of the reason why I put up the post I did yesterday, the live I did yesterday, is should white people learn 52 blocks, was basically because I was on Facebook, and you know, and they was pretty much kind of saying like, you know, I'm teaching the colonizers, and I thought it was a good thing to address that. In warrior class, we don't have that luxury to think that way. Like, you went all the way out there to what was the Philippines, right? Or
No, Thailand.
Thailand, to learn Muay Thai. You know what I'm saying? Like, we as warriors, we can't have the luxury of saying, oh, I'm only learning Muay Thai from a black person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we have to go to where the information is at if you really want it. Like, if you really wanted Sambo and you wanted to be the best Sambo practitioner, you couldn't wait to find. You may have to go to Russia or wherever that joint is popping and get that information. So, you know, we don't have that. Like Wilson Pitts, my head teacher, that kind of, you know, sparked the spark. He's white. And he was in Joe Frazier's gym, and he would always bring up the story of how Joe Frazier would say, hey, white boy, they treating you good in here? Because we gentlemen up in here. We gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? This is an all-black gym.
Right.
So if you really came for that work, warriors can't deny you. We can't deny you if you really show up with the heart wanting to work. So that's why I was saying I can't. Go ahead.
Go on, brother. I'm sorry to cut you. Go on.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
You know, I'm conflicted on this. I'm very conflicted on this because, on one, if you don't have people that are not black embracing the art, 52 will die.
Facts.
Because black men and black women ain't really embracing it like that right now. It's people that are outside of our group that are really embracing it. So I'm like, shit. You know, you have the knowledge, right? And you have to, as a student, as a teacher, you have to pass it on. And really, beyond color, you really want to pass your knowledge on to people that appreciate it, right? So if the new practitioners that are outside of our group respect the roots, the culture that comes with that 52, and don't try to turn it into something else and then name it something else, then I'm cool with it. But I really would prefer that our people would be proud of something that we created in America as black people. Now, to take it to Thai boxing, right? You have two schools, two schools of thought similar to what I just said. You have Thai people, and back in the days when the old school dudes that would go to Thailand, they would tell you, you had to really earn your respect in the Thai gym for them to teach you the real Muay Thai. Because they know that that's their art, and they're like, yo, you're not Thai, it's not your culture, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? And for you to get that info, you'd have to really prove yourself. So I think something like that is what's happening now, because the people that are traveling overseas, I know Dink went all the way to the park, right?
Fact.
Those are people who are really embracing the art, who will be gatekeepers, so to speak, for an art, or at least ambassadors
Yes.
for the art of 52. But nowadays, one of the Muay Thai legends, he said, look, Muay Thai is now being represented by foreigners because they care about Muay Thai than actual Thai people do nowadays.
Wow.
You see?
Talk about
So I think it's happening with 52 as well. I thought about it the other day. I always got 52 on the brain. And I'm like, yo, I was thinking about when you go teach your seminars and shit, I'm like, yo, homie done been all over the world doing this.
Thank you.
When I went to Africa, I was telling them about the 52s, putting your back on a wall and, spitting razors and all of that. And they were amazed by it.
Wow.
They were amazed by it. And I think more of us should get interested in it.
Facts. And like I said on my live yesterday, is that my online courses, there's no application to check your race, what's your nationality. There's nothing. So anybody can join. So at that level, where my black people's at. You know what I'm saying? They should be all up in there. They should be taking the lessons, passing the test. It should be over flooded. That's our thing. And like you said, I don't know if we're going to be able to spark that, but I do know that culture at some point has to be exploited if you want it to be respected. Like I would have never knew, Egg Foo Young was good if there wasn't Chinese stores in Chinese restaurants in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But I bet in China, Egg Foo Young, they look at that shit like, yeah, Egg Foo Young, whatever. Like they have no, you know what I'm saying? They see it every day. But to us, it's like, oh shit, Egg Foo Young. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, and now look how much more we respect Chinese culture just off of Kung Fu. And it's not like even we see in the MMA, we don't see no Crane stylists winning no MMA fights, but the Crane schools are still packed with students. You know what I'm saying? So they got this respect because they had to open up their borders, because even at one point they believed in they ain't want to let their stuff out, and that's cool. But if you really want it to be respected and adored and admired, you're gonna have to let it out. So, like you said, at some point for 52 to get is real, to get a good nod, it has to be taken on by Chinese men, Japanese men, to see the excellence in it. And I think the good thing about today with the internet, it's easier to record the history of something. Like you can see it. So
Right.
it would be very hard for anybody to bust out with 52 and say this is ours, we did that. Without getting canceled. Like your emails will be full, we spamming you, the hackers are coming, like we shutting you down. Like you wouldn't be able to survive because of the ready information that's out now to say it. So I think we don't really have to worry as much as back then in the days when we created barbecue and they was coming down to the hoods to buy barbecue, and then they went back home and they had JR's barbecue and they blew up. And nobody knew. We couldn't tell nobody that, that was our ish. That was us. Nobody would listen to us. But right now, this is our time. This is our moment. That you know, once it hits cyberspace, it's there forever. So I think, you know, some of the people who challenged me on do I teach white people is, you know, a lot of it is kind of like, most of the what I see is almost like challenging where I fall as a black man. And it's like, if you can't see that, then you just ain't been paying attention. And that's not something I'm going to ever try to have to explain to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel once you start going down that road, you feel some sort of way about it yourself. And I already know, you know, where I stand. So, you know, I don't believe that's something that has to be explained. But I do believe like these type of conversations should be happening for sure.
Definitely, and you know, Xavier Gamble, he's in the chat.
Yes.
He's talking about having his own 52 block school, but separating it for different reasons, same place, different space, different time, or different races to do the same thing. I don't really know what he means by that, but it seems like he's just trying to have 52 for black people, but at the same time, he's saying that he's half white, so he's not black himself, which is weird.
Yes, it sounded kind of different.
I'm half German myself, so you know, yeah, I don't, you know, biracial people are not black. I don't accept the one drop rule. So you'd have a hard time, you know, having a 52 class for all black people when you're half white yourself. No disrespect, but put respect on your white parents'
That's right.
genes. You know what I'm saying, and embrace that too.
And embrace
But,
that.
you got to, like Obama. Obama wasn't black. Like, to say he was black is to disrespect his whole white mama and his white grandma that raised him. He's biracial.
Talk about it. 100. You see it, they giving it that 100. That's right, that was a 100. That was a 100. Facts. Facts. Facts.
Shit, 52 will die if we don't have other cultures embracing. You know, and it's crazy. It's flattering. It's flattering
Yes.
for people to say, "Yo, that shit is hot. Let me try it," because they, you know, rap music guy, hip hop, and all of that. But we have, you know, all aspects of culture in Black America, and it's embraced as long as, you know, people give the proper respect. Like, I'm not with those people that say, like, Jamaicans started hip hop and shit. That's straight Black American culture.
Facts. I
And when
just
people
seen
start saying, well, this one did it and that did it, is mad disrespectful. Black
Facts.
Americans don't say, we created reggae, you know what I'm saying? We created calypso, but
Facts.
you know, once it gets to that shit, then we're gonna have to start gatekeeping. But for the most part, a lot of the dudes that I've seen repping 52 that are not black really have respect for it, and I appreciate that.
Truth, and totally, I'm with you 100. I'm waving the flag. That is very true. Most of the men that I've met outside of my melanated warriors has showed nothing but respect, reverence, just, you know, even the honored to be a part of it. And I think that's what you need to feel good about sharing your culture, sharing anything. Anything I share with a person, if I don't see some type of appreciation, I don't know if I'm gonna have to snatch it back. I'm gonna have to be an Indian giver. Because if I don't see some form of appreciation, then I want it back. You know, so I think that goes with 52, and that's happening. You know, there's been like 1 or 2 uproars of, you know, I think it was Philip Edmore way back in the day that said 52 blocks was all a myth. White guy, he wrote a whole story about it. But besides that little one-off, you know, there's been nothing but love given to 52. And I think that's, like you said, it's flattering. And because of that, we should be willing to share, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be mastering it or taking the classes. Like the fact that it's out, it should be cause more young black men to want to get involved, and that's actually what's happening. Let me rephrase that, because I talked to a lot of young black warriors, and they are on 52. So it's kind of happening. This generation of young warriors are really accepting it. So,
my wife was asking me something. Sorry, bro.
no problem. You know, so I kind of got to give it up to the young black warriors. They're definitely wanting to know about 52. And
you know, that's what's up. seeing on your page, like, young dudes, you know what I'm saying, training. And I'm like,
Yes.
okay, that's what's up.
Yes.
They're going to get that word out. And once it catches fire, you know what I'm saying, then it is what it is. But, it's 11 here.
Okay.
And I got to work tomorrow.
Oh
So,
man, well we appreciate your presence, man. We are honored to have you come bless the chat and the live with your wisdom. You know, my man, my homie still got his page up. Check him out. You all know Knock Meezy. If you don't, look him up on YouTube. Nothing but love, homie.
all right, peace.
Salute. You see it. Lives are getting lava. You see it. Burley's lives are getting lava. I just had my homie Knock Meezy come down on the chat. Anybody know who Knock is, you know how much family he is. Big family. Big family. Big family. That's right. And he just came and blessed us with his wisdom, and he is true. The crabs in the barrel phenomena is happening in every race. High Key, the first major film to introduce 52 blocks. Hold on. Before I go into my thing, let's see what Samurai Jack said. He said the first major film, High Key, the first major film to introduce 52 blocks, not popping the lock and bullshit from Gun Hill, but the true essence of it, like Burley teaches, is going to take off the karate back. Is going to take off like karate back in the day. Okay, I'm sorry I butchered you. I'm sorry I butchered your comment like that, Samurai. For facts. The first movie that showed how the Burley do it is going to take off. It's going to take Missile, Ricky Ferguson, good call in. Knock, a smart dude, extra smart dude. And I don't want to just say it, but Knock is a Cancer. I'm a Cancer. Now, I'm not trying to say other horoscope signs ain't intelligent. Us moon babies, we just be thinking deep. See, Cancers, we water babies. The moon is in line with the oceans. The moon is in line with the oceans. So Cancer and July babies, we're in line with the ocean and the moon. So we think deep. We think deeply, people. We think real deep. And you see my homie Knock just came, and his birthday, I think, is like the 18th. Mine's is the 20th. I think he like the 18th, 17th, somewhere between there. But we real close. We real close. That's right. Even 50 Cent. 50 Cent is up there too. 50 Cent is a Cancer too. We think deeply. Like I said, I ain't knocking no other horoscopes respectfully. I'm just saying respectfully. Cancers think real deep. And my homie Knock just jumped on the chat and proved that. So yes, the crabs in the barrel phenomena runs through every race of men. Now, can we destroy the barrel? Can we get the hell? Can we get out of the barrel? Yes, we can. But as Knox said it, and this is not being a pessimist, you know, old dogs are long in the tooth. Old dogs are long in the tooth. We got to start with the puppies. We got to start with the puppies. That's what the homie Knock came to bless the chat with. That yes, the crabs in the barrel phenomenon does exist. How do we break it? Are we going to break it right now? Probably not, because we got a lot of old dogs and they long in their tooth. So where do we got to go? We got to go to the puppies. We got to go to the new litter of puppies. We got to give them the information so they correct the ways, so they destroy the barrel. Because the puppies are going to destroy the barrel. The puppies are not going to even know a barrel. So they won't be crabs in the barrel because they won't even know a barrel. Yeah, Jackson be crazy with the 52 blocks. So that's the solution. That's the solution. We got to look to the future. But when hasn't that always been the solution? Did we just forget that that is the way of nature? That is the way of mathematics? Is that sometimes you got to look towards the future and let the future correct the present that's coming? Because you got to know in the present moment, you're living the past and the future simultaneously. Because we do know the future or the past is no longer happening. All you really have is the present. You've been in your present moment since birth. We created the concept of time. You've been in your present moment since birth. And within the present lies the past and the future. So, And since we can't move back, it's only the future. But every day, every part is making the past. Once we end this live, it'll be in the past. It's gone. It made it like, thank God we could record it, because it'd be like it never even happened. So in this present moment, we have to raise the puppies that when they reach when they're in their present moment and they're in their mind where they can solve the problems and see what's happening, they can make better choices. Better choices. And they can use the mistakes of the past. Because we are still in the present, which contains the past and the future. So, salute to everybody that joined the chat. And I appreciate all of you. As always, hands up, chin down, rumble. Young man rumble.